winner of the day as Peter leaves our socially distanced microphone. The first winner of the day was Art Moresque, trained by Tom Malone, who's joined us. Just taking his, yeah. We want to see your smiling face.
It's a smile now. It wasn't so much before. It's a bit of
why,
pressure.
were you a bit nervous? Or?
No, I wasn't nervous. It's just that he kind of his form tailed off. He won in Cottenham last year, and Paul decided he needed to change his scenery, and we were in Aintree for the races.
This is your owner?
No, Paul Nichols.
Paul Nichols, right.
Told Johnny Dele and Sam that he needed to change his scenery and that he could go appointing, and we had a few jars on board in Aintree, so I decided I'll have him then, sure. And that's how it all went. So he won first time out last year, but he just wasn't right after that. I bought him the Milbourne St Andrew. He was 1 to 5 and got beat. And then he was beaten in a Hunter's Chase, but he was qualified for the Fox Hunters, which was always the target.
Right.
We didn't get to go, thankfully.
Right.
This year he's a different horse.
Right. Well,
now we'll see the horse again.
So what have you done? What do you think?
He just had he had like every other horse. He'd 5 months of grass, and anything that was wrong got righted in the field.
Nice long rest.
Absolutely. He's had a long career. He's been climbing Ditchet Hill for a long time, so a rest was good for him.
So I think if any of us had been climbing Ditchet Hill every day, we'd probably quite fancy it.
After a couple of years, yeah, Heartbreak Hill.
Tom, we think of you as a former jockey with Martin Pipe, as the great buyer of horses for all sorts of, dare I say, very rich people. But you train point-to-pointers as well.
This happened through luck, really. I'd end up buying a horse and I couldn't sell him, so I thought, well, we'll run him and put a bit of value on him. And then I enjoyed it, because outside of the sales, it's lovely to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and feed horses and your day starts. If you don't have something to look forward to every day, and I love riding out. I ride out every morning with the girl that works for me, Jazz. And then
so
the rest
do you ride Art Moresque yourself?
No, I let her do him, because he's a fairy. He's a fairy, and I'll fall out with him.
And how many would you have?
4.
Right.
And I'm in Newmarket for the horses and training next week.
So that starts on Monday.
Monday, so I'm running 3 of them, so they don't have too much to do next week.
So yeah. And I thought you were joking for a second, but you're absolutely serious.
Absolutely.
So what do you run later on in the day here?
The last but one. He was the first of them. He won 6th the year before last for me. He's a lovely old horse. It's a hot race. Red Indians in it. And Master Baker, 2.
So this is the Ladies Open.
The Ladies Open, 2 proper beasts. But he deserves to take his chance, and he'll run his heart out. He always does.
And the other one
is a maiden in the last race called Starsky,
right.
110 rated maiden. So we'd be hoping if things go right, he should nearly run well as well.
Great name. How did you come up with Starsky?
The owners, he was from Paul's actually. I bought him as a store, and he ended up at Paul's. And the owner said he wasn't good enough for them, so moved on.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. Well done, Tom.
Fine, thank
Your
you.
jockey is here as well, Will Biddick. Now,
the best.
I'm going to have to hold the microphone away so that we don't get too close. Well done. Tom said he was a little bit nervous because things hadn't gone right last year, but they went right
nervous.
today.
It's like this in the paddock.
Box walking.
But no, the horse had a good start last year at Cottenham, and then just didn't quite run to the same level the rest of the season. It's just nice, really good starting point this year, just to get him back on track. And Tom's been delighted with the start of the season so far with him and the training side. So it's just good, nice little run for him today, and he jumped well. And Tom's got another target now, so we'll go for that.
Yeah. And you're in your silks now, so you're about to ride.
Yeah.
You're training as well. You're doing a bit of everything.
Yes, got a few.
Surprised you're not going to go to the commentary box at some point.
We've got a runner at Maysmore tomorrow, but this is just a 4-year-old Jupiter Rising for Chris Barber in this. First time on the track. He schools well. He's very green, and there's a lot of us in it. So it's just we just try and survive for a mile and a half and get him jumping and get him in a rhythm, and then see how the race unfolds.
And a quick word about the conditions.
The ground is soft, good soft. It rides, but it's pointing weather. We love it.
Excellent. Well, we can, even though you got the mask on, we can see the smile
Yeah.
behind it. Thanks very much. Thanks. Will Biddick there, who won the first race of the afternoon here at Ottery. And you could see the eyes flashing, Lizzie, couldn't you? The delight that he's got the first winner on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, people have had to wait a long time. The season ended in March, and everyone's been desperate to get back. I expect everyone's, all of these jockeys are really excited to be here today and actually get back at it again. And for it, it feels like the summer's sort of flown by in a way. It must be, lovely we're starting earlier than we normally are, and I would say that means we'll get nicer weather, but evidently not.
Not yet. Not yet. Well, look, I think what we'll do, you can see that the runners are in the paddock for this second race. It's a really intriguing maiden for 4 and 5-year-olds, and perhaps we can get a good look at them as they walk around the paddock behind me. Great view, isn't it? Just standing here. Do you think when, for example, Francesco Nimmo with a runner here, Charlie Post, Will Biddick riding something, people immediately hone in on those type of horses because they know that they do so consistently well?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's interesting that obviously you want to have horses with a little bit of experience. You know, if you're backing something, it's better to have something that's at least seen a racecourse before. But with these guys, they're real professionals, amateur professionals, and you know, they do a very good job and they're very successful at what they do. And it's great because, you know, the Irish point-to-point scene is really successful and very profitable for people. And I think that the fact that there are people in England who are trying to emulate that industry really gives value, and I think it makes the racing more competitive. And you know, there's lots of nice young horses that are using point-to-pointing as a, you know, viable entrance to a long-term career now.
Well, just going past us there was exclamation mark. We'll have a look at number 3 when he comes back round in a moment. Jockeys have all assembled in the paddock. They've had to change. There's no indoor facility today, so they are, whereas maybe normally they maybe have some sandwiches or for later on, or a glass of beer or whatever in the back of the car. Today it's been a case of actually changing out of the back of the car and then assembling and then coming down into the paddock. Where's that one? I saw Charlie Post just leading. It's, the horse I was talking about is number 3. It's got a noseband and it's just about to walk along the far side of the racecourse. You can see Charlie Post, who's leading up with a mask on. It's number 3. And there you see it, Lizzie. What's your initial impression of number 3, exclamation mark, just looking at it as a physical specimen?
Yeah, I think he looks very relaxed. We've got quite a lot of neighing going on in the paddock, which is a sign of a field of young horses. They're talking to one another, and actually, you know, he looks very relaxed. He's walking around very professionally. Seems to be sort of
and Charlie
alert
Post looks
enough.
very relaxed as well.
But he's a lovely big horse, you know, lovely big engine behind the saddle there, and yeah, it looks very nice.
He's got a lovely big jockey on board as well, a very talented jockey in Jack Andrews, but a very tall one as well. And if you missed it earlier on, he's going on to ride at Cheltenham later on in the day. I think we can get some betting.
Ones in the market have actually been quite uneasy, and we've now got 3-1 co-favourites. That brings in exclamation mark, Hung Jury, Jupiter Rising, and Kintara. The ones for money have been outsiders. Oscara has been backed from 25-1 to 6-1, and Terminafond has been backed from 40-1 to 8-1. Those are the leading moves at the moment.
So that's an idea of what's happening as far as the betting is concerned here at Bishop's Court this afternoon. The jockey's just been given the order to mount. I didn't give him a proper introduction earlier on. It's Mark Dennis, who is our commentator here this afternoon, who is sorting out these 13 runners in this really intriguing little maiden. The horses will be making their way to the start very shortly. You heard from Will Biddick how Jupiter Rising. What's your initial, Lizzie, view of Jupiter Rising there?
He looks quite small, or maybe Will Biddick's just got taller, but no, he looks quite small but compact. You'd like to think he'd be quite a compact little horse. But yeah, look quite smart in the paddock for sure.
Well, Mark Dennis will pick up describing them on their way to the start in just a few seconds' time. But race 2 is just about upon us.
Move on now, ladies and gentlemen, to our second race, the 4 5-year-olds maiden race. Runners now on their way out and down to the start. First out is number 8, that's Iggle Piggle, ridden by Miss Chloe Emsley, black with a pink star. Next out is number 7, that's Hung Jury, ridden by Mr. James King, pale blue with the white stripes, white armlets and a diamond on the cap. Following this one down is number 11, that's Oscara, ridden by Mr. James Cameron, light blue with the black chevrons on sleeves and a red cap. And we see number 12, that's Peeping Jimmy, ridden by Mr. Darren Andrews, blue with the yellow stars on sleeves, blue cap with a yellow diamond. Next out is number 3, that's Exclamation Mark, ridden by Mr. Jack Andrews. Change of colours here, this is blue with the white seams, white cap with the red sleeves. Next out is number 4, Food of Marlborough, ridden by Mr. F. Summers, red with the green stars on sleeves, red cap, dark green armbands and a red cap. Following this one down is number 10, that's Kintara, white with the red chevron, half sleeves and star on the cap. Then we see Getaway Corey, and that's dark green with the dark blue, sorry, with the green star, diablo on sleeves, dark blue cap with the green star. Then we see number 6, that's Great Colford, white with the red sleeves, red cap and white seams. Next out then is Jupiter Rising, ridden by Mr. Will Biddick, black with a gold chevron, gold cap. And the yellows going down are Terminafond, that's dark blue, the white crossbelts, maroon and dark blue half sleeves. Dark blue maroon corded cap, ridden by Miss Thomasina Eastham. Tip Top Mountain is number 15, ridden by Mr. Darren Andrews, purple with the white seams, dark green sleeves, purple cap with a white star. Then we see number 2, that's Brûlée, ridden by Mr. Jake Baymont, dark blue with the white crossbelts, royal blue cap. And then All About the Memories, ridden by Miss Pippa Glanville, royal blue with the pink sleeves, blue armlets, light blue and pink striped cap. So 14 go to post then for this second race. This is the 4-5-year-old maiden race, and they're due away at 12:35. Peeping. So it looks as though we're almost ready. Starter now just mounting his rostrum, calling the runners forward. Flags up then, so we're under orders. Flag goes down and we're away. So we're away then for this 14 runner, 4 and 5-year-old maiden race, and they race towards the first of their 19 fences. And they get to it now. And they look as though they've sailed over the first okay. We'll try and pick up the leaders, and it looks like it's Tip Top Mountain with the lead. Tip Top Mountain with the lead. Food and Marlborough over in second. Iggle Piggle is 3. And then racing in mid-division is Kintara, also Oscara, as they race will begin their turn left-handed now to come up the side of the course. And a couple of decent-sized oak trees obscure in my view, I'm afraid, but they're now taking the turn. It's going to bring them up the side of the course then. Tip Top Mountain, Iggle Piggle, around about a couple of lengths off of the leader now, as they take another plain fence. And I think they're all safely over. So Tip Top Mountain, Iggle Piggle, Brulé now has made ground up into share third with Food and Marlborough on his inside. And following these through is Getaway Corey in the dark green colours. So they race into the home straight now, and Iggle Piggle just ran down the fence slightly there. And it's all about the memories is the one that's pretty detached from the main group. We're in about 20-25 lengths adrift of them as they now race past the judge then, and they've got 2 seconds ahead of them to race, and racing on to the next then, and they all sailed over that okay. As coming to it now is it's all about the memories, and Pippa Glanville takes that and jumps it well enough. So they're on the run down to the open ditch then for the first time then in this maiden. Fiercely contested maiden, real good entry. And Tip Top Mountain leads the charge. This is the ditch for the first time, and jumped it well enough, the leader there. And Jupiter Rising is the one that's just being given a bit of a push along at the back there under Will Biddick as they pass their point of departure then and begin their race up the home straight once more. Tip Top Mountain, Brulé, Food and Marlborough, then Iggle Piggle. That's the front rank of 4. In behind this we see Great Colwood, just on the heels of these 4. And next is Oscara, then Getaway Corey. And following these through is Kintara. So they continue their journey up the back then, and on towards the final plain fence in this part of the course. And as they do so, they reappear momentarily and begin their turn left up the side of the course. And as a race on up front now, 2 have broken clear. So they race to the cross fence, and it looks as though it's Brulé and Tip Top Mountain. These 2 have gone around about 8, maybe 10 lengths clear of the rest. Food and Marlborough and Iggle Piggle. Great Colwood is following these through as they race left-handed then and into the home straight for the second time. This will be the final fence in the circuit's time then. So Tip Top Mountain just with a fractional advantage under Brulé and Jake Beaumont on the outside, and racing on down the home straight then. And in behind them is Great Colwood and Iggle Piggle, Food and Marlborough, Oscara, and following these through then is on the outside Great Colwood. So they take another plain fence, and they're all over that safely as Jupiter Rising has called it a day under Will Biddick. So we're back to the dozen then as they freewheel down onto the level then as they track on down to the open ditch. Tip Top Mountain and Brulé. These 2 are still about 7 lengths clear. The open ditch, they leaders sail out over it. Iggle Piggle got a little bit tight to it. Food and Marlborough is now into a clear third. and racing left-handed then at the bottom of the course, and they race up the back straight then for the final time. 3 plain fences in this part of the course, and they get to it there, Brulé and Tip Top Mountain. Brulé with about a length and a half lead over Tip Top Mountain, 4 lengths then back to the pursuers, which is Kintara now, who's gone into third at the expense of Fulda Marlborough and Tip Top Mountain. So Kintara is the one that's chasing down the leader now. Brulé is around about a length and a half off of this one. And following these through then is Exclamation Mark, who's also made stealthy progress. So they swing left-handed now and come up the side of the course. And as they do so, we wait for them to reappear once more. So they come up Brulé, and now taken on by Kintara. Kintara's gone 3 lengths clear now of Brulé. In behind this then Great Colwood. So they race into the home straight then and turn left-handed. So Kintara with the lead, racing towards the final fence. So Kintara at it, out over. Just pecked slightly on landing, looks to be getting a little bit weary. And Great Colford's in behind this, giving chase, trying to chase him down. In behind that comes Fulda Marlborough, has run on well from the back. But they race to the line then, and it's Kintara, Great Colwood, and then Fulda Marlborough. Following these through is Tip Top Mountain, the early long-time leader. Brulé's next. Then we see Exclamation Mark, and Peeping Jimmy is the final one to finish. The rest have been pulled up.
Hi, can we just have a word with the winning jockey? Well done, that was worth the trip down.
Yes, no it is, he's a horse, I think, on a lot of it home, and it's just nice he's going to done it on the track, no, over the moon.
Absolutely, yep. Are you off now to another race meeting?
We're at Maysmore tomorrow with quite a few going there, so it's just nice to know they're in good form with him coming out and winning, so no, great start.
Whereabouts did you find him?
Where did what, sorry?
Where did you find him?
Oh God, I think he was a Doncaster buy. I think. Yeah, I can't quote me on that, but I can't remember now.
Shrewd buy, well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Three on your card. Numbers as follows. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Number 1 is Sally Can. Followed by Ray Bromley.
So, as you can see, conditions pretty attritional as far as that second race is concerned. Quite a lot of horses pulled up, but confirmation that Kintara has come out as the winner. Let me just confirm to you the first result of the day, won by Art Moresque, beating number 5 Red Atop with Rivers Rocky in third. The distance is 2 lengths and 1 length, and the time was 6 minutes and 37 seconds. I think we had a few technical issues during that first race, but the race has been recorded here and we'll be playing it to you a little bit later on. Just behind, just seeing number 11 Oscara being led back, jockey covered in mud. It is Lizzie Kelly with me. It's that sort of afternoon, isn't it? We heard Will Beddick earlier on say proper pointing weather. I think there's going to be a lot of that chat.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's the only thing you can say to really keep morale up at this point. I mean, it really is a how many pairs of goggles do I need to take with me kind of afternoon. And I think that we probably saw the undoing of several of those maidens. They went very quickly for the first sort of circuit and a half, and
sort of inevitably with young horses
trade.
learning their
Obviously just trying to be really positive, which send the right message to the horse, etc. But you know, it did actually culminate in quite a lot of horses not being able to last the 3 miles. So I wonder if they will try and be a little more conservative as the afternoon goes on.
Yeah, and I suppose as the conditions get wetter and muddier as well.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely.
How many goggles? What's the maximum number of goggles do you think you would carry?
Well, 3, maybe 4. I think once you start going to 4.
Do you just sort of pull them down as one gets clogged up?
Yeah, I think once you've got to 4, you've sort of, that's your max, and you're just trying to. You try and wipe them first and then pull them down, so you almost get 2 sittings out of the
2
one
bites of the
pair.
cherry. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's in weather in ground conditions like this, it's nearly impossible. So.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the secretary of the area is Gordon Chambers, who's around, who's just going to come and join us in just a second. But let me just confirm that there are 2 out of the men's open. That's our next race. The Dapper Fox, number 6, doesn't run, and number 9, Wick Green, at the bottom there, doesn't run. So 7 runners in all. Well, Gordon, it's happening. I can, admittedly, the gods have sent some pretty rigorous weather to deal, but you've got it on.
Everything's been chucked at us, Cornelius, isn't it? From everything. But yeah, I've had some texts on my mobile. We've got viewers in Singapore. We've got viewers in Brazil. I think we know who that is.
All right.
But it's all around the world. So yeah, it's happening.
So is the chairman of the Devon and Cornwall point-to-point area away at the moment?
He's away in South America. And I think he's got a bit better weather than we've got here.
Well, if he hasn't, then he's having a pretty rotten time.
He is, yeah.
But and someone in Singapore, and I know you've had interest in this whole thing from States, Australia, New Zealand. People have wanted to know.
Yeah, people wanting to know how to get on it, how to watch it. So yeah, who knows? People. Presumably, it's probably people involved with horses or family or whatever. But yes, the world's our oyster at the moment.
Yeah, well, that's good. From Ottery St Mary, things grow no end. Tell us about the betting today. I know that it's no good if you haven't yet registered, but there is now more betting available, is there not?
Yeah, there's betting. There's still people here can still bet as per normal.
A couple of bookmakers
over there. And what the bookmakers have set up, if they set up what they call remote betting. So if you want to, 2 days before the meeting, deposit some funds into an account they have, so then you can get on your mobile phone, you're live streaming, watching at home, get on your mobile phone, watch the horses going round the paddock, place the bet with the bookies representative on the course here today, and they're doing that as we speak.
And that scheme is Devon and Cornwall?
Devon and Cornwall bookmakers.
So the next fixture is in about 3 weeks tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, Dunsmore.
So,
yep.
so if you get organised, if you haven't done it today, you get organised, you could be having a bet.
Exactly that. Yeah, exactly that. Watch the live streaming, pick your fancy in the paddock, have your bet on the course.
Are you going to have to? You've had to jump through plenty of hoops to get this event on here today. Are there plenty more hoops to be jumped ahead of, say, Dunsmore in 3 weeks?
Fingers crossed, providing everything stays.
Different council?
Different council, but again, we're rural and hopefully we're sympathetic down here. So, yeah, providing Mr. Johnson doesn't give us any more issues. Hopefully, we're rolling through the season.
Mr. Johnson, by that you mean not Richard Johnson, the
No,
champion jockey, you mean
our
Boris
Prime Minister.
Johnson.
Our Prime Minister.
Just to be absolutely clear, and clearly you and East Devon Council and Devon County Council, all the people involved, you've had plenty of talks, but you've obviously charmed the pants off them.
No, I think we've done exactly what they wanted to do, Cornelius. We've got representatives here today. They've wandered around. Everybody's very happy what's going on, how the social distance is going. Yeah, fingers crossed, we're all ticking the right boxes.
And for this area, this type of event, this type of sport, this right at the grassroots, the rural sport point-to-pointing, it's part of the fabric of the community, isn't it?
It is the foundation of the, farmers, landowners, everybody. It's a rural sport. There's no two ways about it, and it incorporates everybody. We can't afford the expensive horses to go on the roads, but we find a point-to-pointer. Great fun training them, and yeah, it's for everybody in the rural community.
And you know all about training them because you train some yourself. In fact, you're due to have a runner today that doesn't run.
He doesn't run like all the.
Just remind me of the name.
Golander. But he doesn't run, I'm afraid. Like all horses, silly fool. Banged himself in the box, and he's got an elbow like a tennis ball. So he's not here today.
So what would you be like if you're an official here today, running around checking everything's okay? If you also having to saddle a horse, would you be a nervous wreck?
Stressed is probably the word. About nervous.
But you're quite relaxed about
But I've
everything
got some
now.
good girls at home who look after the horses and that. So yeah, they would have been fine. But,
so once the first horse boxes and the first people that are allowed in came through the gates this morning, did you sort of relax a tiny bit?
Exactly right. The job's done. Obviously, Shirley, the East Devon team have done a wonderful job here, and we're just doing all the work before we get here. So hopefully the day runs as smooth as it is.
I bet you sleep a bit better tnight, but
I didn't sleep at all last night.
I bet you didn't. Super. Well, look, well done. Congratulations,
Yep.
and this live streaming is quite interesting as well. So we're really
and well done to your team. It's going worldwide, and certainly my phone is saying that the sort of congratulations are. The pictures are coming superb. Grounds. Well, the sort of voices.
We've still got 6 races to go, so
we'll get better.
Don't tempt Providence.
Yeah, okay.
Great. Well, thanks very much to you, Gordon,
Thank you, Cornelius.
good luck with the rest of the afternoon.
Thank you,
Let's
Lee.
just confirm what's happened here so far as a bit more Devon weather comes in. The first race, it was Art, that horse of. That horse, Art Moresque, that was successful, and then in the most recent race, we heard success there for the Edwards team. I think we're going to get some more guests in just a second. So let's bring. Well, I think we've got a sponsor. We've talked to jockeys. We've talked to trainers already. Sorry, I'm having to do a little bit of directing as well as everything else. Good afternoon. Your microphone's behind you. Can you introduce yourself from Tattersall's?
Hi, I'm Shirley Anderson-Jolag from Tattersall's, and we're doing a sponsorship of 15 point-to-points, like 4 and 5 year old maidens, and this is the first one.
Well, lovely to see you, Shirley.
Nice to see you,
And
Cornelius.
as we've been joking with everybody, you didn't bring the weather, did you?
I know. Well, I think it's just as wet in Newmarket, so I probably did bring the weather then.
Yeah. So just tell us about the sponsorship. So it starts here today.
Starts here today. Yep.
All the same type of races.
Yeah, it's a 4 and 5 year old maiden series, so it's grassroots. It's we found in recent years that English pointers are competing at the high level, and we are selling them through our point-to-point sales. So it's great that we're involved and managing to sponsor 15, and obviously in Ireland we're sponsoring the 4-year-old and 5-year-old series over there as well. So yeah, no, it's great to be here, and it's great to get the first one off and have so many in the race.
And the winner won really nicely.
Very
didn't
nicely, yeah. It's a nice Cave Tara. So yeah, no, it'll be exciting to see what the plans for him and where they're going to go after this. But
And so how many races in the series did you say?
15
with a final at the end, or are you just doing the sponsorship?
No, just sponsorship, yeah. So and then obviously we'll see for next year for how it'll be for the awards. But it's really good to get the first one off, and then we're off to Maysmore tomorrow, and that's actually divided. So it's
right, has it?
Yeah, so
right.
that's
Right. And Tattersall's big week next week, horses in training sales. So imagine
Big week,
you're
big
allowed
week.
out of the office for 5 minutes.
I know. I've escaped to the countryside for the weekend, and then I'll be ready for action on Monday morning.
And everyone all geared up for the horse in one of the most important sales of the year.
Yeah, no, it's great. Plenty of horses. So it's starting at 9:30 Monday morning. So it's going to be, it's going to be a good week, I think. And
it's a marathon, not a sprint. How many days does it go on for?
4 days.
4 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Thursday, yeah. So starting at 9:30, probably finishing 8:30ish. pending on how quick our auctioneers go. But yeah, no, it's exciting. It's always a great sale, that one. But yeah, so it's just the end of the yearling sales, ready for horse and training, and then ready for our national hunt sales, which is great.
Excellent. Well, look,
Yeah.
Brilliant today. Thanks so much for
No
coming and
worries,
chatting.
no worries.
Well sponsored. I think,
Yeah.
I think that's
definitely.
a good expression.
Yeah,
Well
yeah.
sponsored,
Thanks.
Shirley.
Thanks, Cornelius. See you soon.
Thanks
Okay,
very much indeed for joining us. Right, the next race is nearly upon us, and I think what we can do, this is the Men's Open, competitive race, plenty of good contenders, and if I raise my hand like this and I point in that direction, we can have some betting.
Here in the ring, Jatiluwa, the ex-national hunt horse, the Maxwell horse, is the 4-6 favourite. Then they got the prolific winner, Navan Man, 3-1. Ballycan is 4-1. I'm all set is 20-1, 10-1 Thumbstone Blues, and 6-1 at the bottom, Tough Nano.
So that's the betting on the Men's Open, and we'll have coverage of that in a few moments' time. The guests are coming thick and fast, and joining us on our phone now is Finn Muirhead. I'm pleased you're taking your mask off. The last lady who came didn't take her mask off. I couldn't really hear what she was saying. But what are your thoughts?
Who knows? In the last race, the runners who went out the front seemed to struggle to get home, so probably sit back and see what happens for my first race.
So we were talking about how well people had slept last night ahead of this event taking place, or whatever. Ahead of your first ride, how well did you sleep?
Horrendous.
Did you?
Yeah. Wasn't a great night. It was all right.
So what has brought you to this stage? Now riding in a point-to-point.
Pony raced for 4 seasons before and did the Charles Owen series, so on the race course, and did some point-to-points.
Few winners?
Yeah, a few winners. And then we're here now. Yeah, I did some eventing when I was younger as well, over fences. So.
And is Guerrilla Tactics a family affair? Or?
Yeah, so we've put together a little syndicate of our family friends called the G&T Syndicate.
So you've got a bit of support here today.
Exactly.
The G&T Syndicate. What on earth could that mean?
Yeah. So Guerrilla Tactics, gin and tonic. It works perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are you? You know, you bought the course.
Yeah, walked the course.
You've been and had a good look at the fences.
Yeah.
Did that calm your nerves?
No, not at all. First fence is definitely looking troublesome, but I'm sure it'll be all right.
Would you, after today, when it's gone swimmingly today, are you looking forward to doing this throughout the season?
Yeah, so, I mean, we'll play it by ear and see what happens today, but if all goes well, I'm sure this season I'll be going throughout the season, I reckon.
Yeah, that's always good for sports people. One step at a time.
Exactly, definitely one step at a time. Yeah.
Jose Mourinho and all those sort of people saying one step at a time. How old are you?
17.
17, and your first day. Well, congratulations on getting this far.
Yeah.
And best of luck. And I hope
Thank
the
you very
G&T
much.
Syndicate are raising their glasses.
I'm sure they will
only
be.
6 if you can do it, though, can't you? Rule of 6.
Gutting.
Yeah.
We'll make the most of it. We'll make up for the numbers.
There'll be some party next summer, won't there? Excellent. Well, best of luck, Finn. And thanks for talking to us.
Cheers. Thank you.
Super. Well, isn't that nice? Somebody having their first ride today. There are several riders actually during the day riding for the first time, and very much best of luck to him. And we'll be following that race, Guerrilla Tactics, a little bit later on in the afternoon. Well, as you can see, the horses are in the paddock for our, it's race 3, isn't it? If you are in Singapore and watching us this afternoon, hello. I hope the weather is better with you. It is typical, what everyone keeps telling me, typical East Devon type of weather for point-to-points today. The rain is practically horizontal coming across the course, so it will be blowing as the horses come up the home straight, blowing into their faces. But if they can get through these conditions, which, although getting softer are not ridiculous at this stage, then they're certainly demonstrating just how good they happen to be. My name, I haven't really introduced myself properly during the day, but Cornelius Lycett is my name, and with me, just picking up her microphone here, is Lizzie Kelly. I'm not going to go on about the weather. I'll tell you what I'm going to go on about. Novice point-to-point champions from Devon and Cornwall, male and female, a heck of a lot of them have done pretty well, one of which was you.
Yeah.
And you've won, Grade 1 winning rides, Cheltenham Festival winners, well-known face, well-known broadcaster, and things have gone really well since you used to run around places like this.
Yeah, and I think that Devon and Cornwall has a very good reputation for producing good jockeys, and even the jockeys that don't decide to make the plunge and turn professional, even the people who've remained within the point-to-point ranks and the amateur ranks, are still some of the best in the country. You could list off the names, but obviously...
Well, I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking of Millie Wonnacott, who's doing really well this season. I think she's had an injury, hasn't she? But
yeah.
she was just getting going. And some of the... Bryony Frost, I think, must be another one. Megan Nichols is riding lots of winners on the flat. So that's just the female riders.
Yeah.
Male-wise, the list is
well, I mean, you had Ian Popham, Nick Schofield.
Yeah. Is that because this is just a really horsey area, or are there just lots of good people around, or a bit of both?
I think you've got the benefit of it being a really keen sort of point-to-point area with the sort of opportunity to get young amateur jockeys from the large professional training, like Paul Nichols'
and Philip Hobbs has been very supportive, hasn't he? Yeah.
So it feeds the young lads that are working for those big yards, gives them rides, gives them experience. So then when they ride on the track, they're not wet behind the ears because they've had 6 point-to-point rides at the weekend. It's a very good system, and it sort of churns out quite experienced and good riders. And I think point-to-pointing ideally would be the first start for any jockey, really.
Or as the guy we're just talking to, pony racing. Finn Muirhead was talking to us a few moments ago. He's got his first ride today. He was pony riding, so getting them going even younger than point-to-points.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, pony racing is an absolute, it's brilliant because it's not so much the actual riding, it's the weighing out, it's going down to the start, it's organising yourself at the start, knowing the start is actually when the race is actually going to start. You don't want to get left behind, and it's the little things like that are just as important as the actual race riding. So it doesn't really matter that it's actually just a pony race is a 1 mile flat race and you're going to go and ride in a 3 mile chase, because it's all the other stuff that you learn when you're pony racing.
And it's build, isn't it?
Absolutely, of course.
You get that. And of course, if you start riding at Cheltenham or York or whatever is on day one, it can't be as good as going around Ottery St Mary when you've got a change in the boot and it's all a bit organised chaos, isn't it? But and I don't mean that in even vaguely rudely. That's what a point-to-point is. Anyway, look, the horses are being mounted for this men's open, which looks like a really interesting contest. So we're very much looking forward to that. Mark Dennis will be our commentator once again. We're going to hear the hunting horn in just a few seconds' time, which is, I think, my cue to shut up and let Mark get on with proceedings. So just to confirm that in this race there are a couple that are out, and there are a couple of absolutely fascinating contenders, none more so than the one I can never pronounce this horse. Oh, there's I'll tell you what. It's the one beginning with J that I'll let Mark pronounce in the David Maxwell colours. So where are they? I think already just about to be mounted. So here's Mark.
Good afternoon. This is the men's open race, and the runners are on their way down to start. First out was number 4. That's Lawson's Thorns, ridden by Mr. Josh Newman. White with the blue hoop, white sleeves, black Diablo, yellow cap with the black diamonds. Following this one down is number 2, I'm All Set, ridden by Mr. Jack Martin, red with the white hoops, navy sleeves, white cap. Then we see number 8, that's Tough Nano, ridden by Mr. Rob Hawker, navy blue with a maroon hoop, old gold sleeves, and a maroon cap. In behind this comes number 7, that's Thumbstone Blues, ridden by Mr. James King, red with the light blue diamonds, half sleeves and red cap. Then we see number 5, that's Navan Man, ridden by Mr. Darren Edwards, maroon with the yellow hoops and armlets and a maroon cap. A little way behind this one comes number 1. That's Ballycan, ridden by Mr. B. Bromley. Royal blue, the dark green epaulets. And the final one to go down is number 3. That's Jetalawaha, ridden by Mr. Will Biddock, red with the brown sleeves and a cap. So 7 go to post then for this men's open race, and they're due away at 12:55. So, sorry, 1:10 they're due away. So around about 2-3 minutes till post time. So just while the runners are getting their final checks done, we must mention the sponsors for these races. We've received sponsorship from Tattersalls Cheltenham, Print Concern, the Oriental Club and the Jockey Club. And they really do deserve a mention for supporting point-to-pointing in these hard times, it has to be said. Hard and interesting times. So a big thank you to them. I'll mention them all again. Tattersalls Cheltenham, Print Concern, Oriental Club and the Jockey Club. Big thank you to them. We've had a text message back from Ireland already mentioning that Tattersalls weren't mentioned during the last race. So hopefully we'll make up for it this time. So just gone post time, and looks as though the starter's in position, and just about to call the runners forward. So pretty good contest this. 7 runners, and they begin their approach to the line. Flag goes down then, so we're away. They're away from the start then for this men's open race. 7 runners and riders, and onwards then towards the first of the 19 fences, and as they do so, they're all nicely grouped up. They take the first, and it looks as though they're all safely over the first. Lawson's Thorns up there fairly prominently. Races on the inside of Ballycan. Tough Nano also up there, and Navan Man now may just get superseded by Lawson's Thorns for the lead. Ballycan is third, Tough Nano's next, and I'm all set in behind this. And the back marker at the moment is Jutalawahi. So they continue on then, and they've jumped the final plain fence in the back straight, now race left-handed. So Ballycan with the lead. So they take on the cross fence now, and we're all over that safely, and race on up towards the highest point of the course. So Tough Nano just shows in second from Navan on the inside. And then we see Thumbstone Blues with the Diamonds right in mid-division as they turn back towards the thin and on towards fence number 5 of the 19. And the leaders are all over that safely. And now they settle down into the home straight on towards another plain fence. So Ballycan in the centre, Navan on the inside. Darren Edwards takes the ride, then Tough Nano races clear third of I'm All Set in the centre, Thumbstone Blues on the outside, Lawson's Thorns on the inner, and Jutalawahi just the back marker, but no more than about 6 lengths between first and last. As they now begin their freewheel down the side of the course then, and on towards the level, as they now head towards the open ditch for the first time. So Ballycan, Navan, I'm All Set. This is the ditch, Lawson's Thorns, Tough Nano, and then Thumbstone Blues on the outside of Jutalawahi as they've completed a circuit now, and sweep left-handed to head up the back straight for the second time. Then the plain fence comes up, Ballycan saw a lovely stride there and jumped it beautifully out in front. Ballycan for Ben Bromley, and they head to the middle one in the back now, and still Ballycan. Navan also jumped that nicely, 3 lengths clear now of I'm All Set. Lawson's Thorns is just on this one's girth, and a half length then back to Tough Nano as they continue on then. They've taken another plain fence and now prepare to leave the back behind then, and take a slight turn left to come up the side of the course as they reappear then. So Ballycan and Navan still hold sway, 2.5 lengths clear of Lawson's Thorns and I'm All Set as they take the cross fence in, and they're all over that safely, and begin to climb up to the top end of the course once more. So Ballycan about a half length clear of Navan. Navan, a real tough campaigner, winner of lots of points previously, and now they sweep left-handed and come into the home straight. Ben Bromley looks over his shoulder. You'll see Navan on his inside for company. Navan goes up to join him over that, and these two are about 3 or 4 lengths clear then of Lawson's Thorns, who races a clear third from I'm All Set, and Tough Nano making ground up on the outside. Thumbstone Blues is next, then I'm All Set, and Jutalawahi, the back marker of the 7 as they cross another plain fence then, and just a little slap down the shoulder for their Thumbstone Blues there. So they leave the home straight behind them then and head out into the country for the final time then in this men's open race, and things are warming up nicely as they race down towards the open ditch then for the final time. And Navan and Ballycan, they've gone around about 6 lengths clear, and Jutalawahi now is into third and goes in pursuit of the 2 leaders as they now sweep left-handed and head up the back straight. 3 plain fences that wait them. So Ballycan and Navan, these two have been up in the front rank throughout, vying for the lead, and Darren Edwards is determined to make this a real test and is trying to do it the hard way from the front then as they head up to the middle one in the back. Navan out over, length clear now of Ballycan. Jutalawahi and Will Biddock now back on terms, up to within about 3 lengths of the leader as they head towards the final plain fence in the back straight. Navan got away from it well. Jutalawahi now into second from Ballycan. So they continue on then and begin their left-handed turn that takes them away from the back and up the side of the course. So now Jodalawali and Navan Man. Jodalawali just sweeps up on the outside, goes up to join the leader and has got away from that fence well and has gone to maybe 2.5 lengths clear of Navan Man, who's all out under Darren Edwards. Ballycan back in 3. In behind this comes Tough Nano in 4. So the leader then, Jodalawali and Will Biddock, looking for a double today. Racing down towards the final fence. The only dangers look to be in front for Jodalawali. Out over, Navan Man gives chase in second, but looking as though it's in vain. Ballycan's next, Tough Nano. The rest look as though they're being pulled up. So Jodalawali and Will Biddock going to score in fine style for this men's open race from Navan Man, and then Ballycan, Tough Nano finishing 4th.
And Leslie's dad, they all yeah. Yeah, absolutely fine. Nice young horse. Where did you find him? I understand David Maxwell.
Yeah, he's David Maxwell. So yeah, he came from Philip Hobbs. So just got him for a few points.
Wicked. Any plans for him next?
No plans as of yet. No, just see how today goes. So.
Okay, well done.
Thank you.
The trainer.
No, the missus.
The trainer. And what do you run later on?
What's called Time to Deploy.
In the
Made in the first.
So, what is it? Three down now, and what a really exciting performance from a horse that, however hard it is to pronounce its name, it's clearly a horse that won 5 hurdle races and is going places in this sphere, perhaps with David Maxwell on board. Right, we're going to meet a couple more people at Ottery now. Just a reminder, it's the Ladies Open will be our next race, and we'll get the details of that in a few moments' time. But delighted to welcome, first of all, a trainer. I think he's a trainer. Certainly used to be a jockey, I think, as well. It's Tim Dennis, who joins us. Get a bit closer to our microphone, Tim. You don't need to socially distance from that.
All right.
Based at Bude.
Yes.
Everyone's been talking about how pleased they are that everything's back on today.
Exactly. Fair play to organisers and all concerned, because it's great to be back, albeit without a crowd, but hopefully it's the signs of green shoots of recovery.
Absolutely. And you ran Brule in the maiden race. What was that? The second race.
Yeah.
Any green shoots there?
He showed a bit too much promise early on, and he ran a bit keen, and he ran a bit jumped very well. And Jake came back and said he wished he could have just on hindsight,
this is Jake
had a
Batman
walk.
2 Road.
Yeah, he just wished he'd rode him with a little bit more time because he said he had too much light, and the positive was he jumped very well, but he just said he ran his race in one breath as opposed to, you know, taking his time.
He's learning, isn't he?
Well, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely. And you've got a runner again later on in, is it the first division of
That's
the
right,
older
yeah.
maiden?
Yeah, horse called Time to Deploy. He ran quite well last year in very sticky ground. He didn't like that. He's probably not going to be in love with this afternoon, but we're running because opportunities are not, you know, too sparse at the moment.
Yeah, and how many would you have at, your Thorn Farm at
Yeah,
Bude?
that's right. We've got lots of youngsters, but we've got about 10 in to train for the forthcoming season.
10? Oh,
yeah.
right. Are they all yours or a few other people's
A couple of
as
other
well?
people, but yeah, mainly our own. So,
and this Thorn Farm is, for those with longer memories, taking us back to the 1990s, is where Coombe...
That's right.
Was
yeah,
it 96?
Yeah, he won the
And
Hennessy.
your
96.
dad's horse, Coombe Hill, won the
That's
Hennessy.
right. Yep, yep.
That was quite something, wasn't it? To
Dare
be
to go, yeah.
trained in Bude, go up to Newbury and two fingers up to all the bigger boys.
I know Julian Wilson interviewed Dad, and I think he said something
On
like,
television.
you're more of a surfer city down there.
More of a surfer city?
Yeah, more surfer city than down in, you know, for training the Hennessy winner at the time. But yeah, it's great fun, great memories.
And you have horses all the time, and it seems to be a sort of steady flow of winners.
Yeah, well, we sold quite a few. Crosspark was one of our graduates, and he went and won the Eider 18 months ago. Nearly won a Scottish National. You know, he just got touched off the other day by in the veterans race at Chepstow. So, been a few graduates. Donald McCain bought a horse called Noah in the Ark. He got sold to America. He's out there. He came fourth the other day in America. So yeah, they seem to go through and go on.
That Brulet's by Cafe Tara. Is
That's
he? Well, he's everyone's favourite stallion, I suppose, isn't he? Just about.
Yeah, he's the only one we've had by him. They're a little bit too, either a bit too pricey. So I managed to get my hands on one of them. So try and do a good job of him there.
So, and what are your other favourites? What are your, if that's the first one you've got from Cafe Tara?
I'd like Getaway.
Yeah,
he's been very good for us.
And you've got a intended runner at Bazemore tomorrow that's by Getaway.
Yeah, I hope I haven't put the jinx on him now.
What's he called? He's called something about surfing.
Gone surfing.
Gone
like
surfing.
Getaway, so we'll call him Gone Surfing.
Oh yeah, that's a great name.
Well,
it's when you train train practically on the beach.
Yeah. So, I hope he what's it called? Doesn't have to swim tomorrow if he can run.
Well, I think the River Severn hasn't actually swamped
Good.
Bazemore. That's the good news.
I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, good.
We are slightly hoping for an update on everything definitely going ahead, but
yeah, they've had a few worries up there.
Yeah, a few concerns, but they've done here. You know, we may be standing a little bit chilly and a bit wet in a field at Ottery St Mary on a Saturday afternoon, but you know, goodness, it's on, isn't it? That's
well,
the
it's
thing.
happening. Though I have to say, I would rather be just up the road. My in-laws and my daughter Lois and my daughter Connie are up getting ready for the Exeter final tonight. They're big Exeter Chiefs fans.
Oh right,
so
who are they playing?
Wasps' Premiership final tonight. So I have to say my heart is up there as well. But
so you're having a big sporting day. You're doing point-to-pointing and then.
Well, I shall watch it. I shall watch it, but I shall be back in Bude watching it, whereas they're all watching it up here at Exeter. So.
Final thought: it's your brother Mark who's commentating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he good luck for you generally? Bad luck for you generally? Does he? He always seems to spot your horses during the race.
Well, I can't blame him. Well, I don't know. I think we lose more than we win, but we have a bit of fun along the way. So he tries to stay fairly impartial.
And it's good that you're all so your brothers, but your other brother's been a jockey and a trainer, and your sister partly owns the one running tomorrow.
That's right.
Doesn't
She's got an interest in that one, so
she's no longer a Dennis. She's an O'Mara,
That's
isn't
right.
she?
Yeah.
So Mrs. Lucy O'Mara. So is it extra pressure? It's sort of your mother's involved, you're involved, your brothers are involved, and your sister's involved.
Yeah. So we don't have too much chance of doing too much right unless it is a win.
I can imagine afterwards there's some pretty strong discussions around the kitchen table.
I'm glad I don't ride them anymore.
Well, look, Tim, lovely to chat today, and best of luck later on today at Bazemore and for the season ahead.
Thank
and let's
you.
hope you find another Hennessy winner for the Dennises.
Well, I'll sell him by then, don't worry.
lovely to see you, Tim Dennis, who had that runner Brulet earlier on. And more success. Now, I'll tell you what, I came to Ottery St Mary determined to meet one particular person if I possibly could. I myself have got a reasonably distinctive name, Cornelius Lysett, and this guy that I wanted to meet has got quite a distinctive name as well, Isaac Bunkel, and he is riding here this afternoon. Good afternoon to you, Isaac.
Afternoon. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, good. How are you as you prepare? You've found a little bit of cover briefly for this afternoon.
Yeah, exactly. No, the weather's not ideal, but nice to be in the gazebo for a minute anyway.
Yeah, and you know, somebody said to me when I said I was coming down here, you want to be watching this, Isaac. He's going to be doing okay. You work for Philip Hobbs?
Yeah, work for Philip Hobbs. Yeah, no.
So when I was talking to Philip in midweek, I thought I'll put your name to him, see what he said, and he didn't say anything uncomplimentary.
Oh, that's nice to hear. Anyway, yeah, no, I've been with the governor for about 3 years now, so yeah, no, he's a great person to work for, and yeah, it's nice that he's had some good reports anyway. So
yeah, absolutely. And he told me, can this be right, that you have ridden one winner of an Arab race?
Yes, that's
it. And your
yeah.
only win, therefore, was in the colours of Sheikh Hamdan Al Maktoum.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that Sheikh.
Yeah. Yeah. No. So I had.
What was the horse?
A horse called Marrowwood. Last June. It was his third run or something, and I did 9 stone 8, which for me was quite light back then.
I'm just looking at you. What are you? You must be 6 foot.
6'2", yeah. So,
right, 6'2".
Yeah, I can't tell. I probably wasn't that tall that time, but still, it was a struggle.
Where was it?
Chelmsford.
Chelmsford.
Yeah,
oh, right.
That's the one.
But
yeah.
you know, I think that's quite nice to walk around and say, well, I may have only ridden one winner, but look who owned it.
Yeah, no,
you
exactly.
Know,
No, so it was a lovely feeling anyway. It was nice to get. It was my first time riding on the flat as well, so just hopefully I can get a few pointing ones now anyway.
Yeah. So so you've got a couple this afternoon.
2 today,
yeah.
yes.
So just one is for Philip, isn't it? Rolling Dillon.
Yeah, Rolling Dillon. Yeah. So
this is in the PPORA Club Members Conditions race.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, no. So this is the first point-to-point run. Previously, you know, he's won a few races under rules, and you know, been quite a nice horse for his owners. So now obviously he's running pointing, and yeah, fingers crossed we can run nicely anyway today.
And what's the other one?
A horse called Glimsy Gladys for Robert Pudd in the Older Horse Maiden. She's been placed in a few maidens, but never quite got there. So fingers crossed she can go better today anyway.
And what sort of number of rides would you have had so far?
I've had about 15 or 20 so far. So hopefully I can get a good few more this season anyway. But I was only getting going last season when it all
stopped.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So hopefully we can get going this season nicely anyway.
And 6'2". Does that mean that you have to starve yourself?
For the weight.
Sorry about that. That wasn't actually intentional, but you kept your cool very well.
Yeah. For the weights at the minute, it's fine. But the lightest I'll probably do is 10-7. I wouldn't be doing much lighter than that anyway. So that's just the way it goes.
And ambitions to turn professional one day?
I don't think that's going to be something realistic for me with the weight being the way it is. So if I can ride as many winners as I can as an amateur, I'd be delighted. And then maybe pursue a career in the military afterwards, hopefully. So
really,
yeah.
Oh,
fingers
right.
crossed. So,
how old are you at the moment?
19.
19. Well, look, best luck whatever you do.
Yeah, ideally.
And as I said on Nick Luck's podcast yesterday, come on, Isaac, because I was determined to meet you, and I'm really pleased that I have.
Thanks very much. Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you, and best of luck for this afternoon.
Thanks very much.
That's super.
Cheers.
We just need to bring the stage manager in, but I'll tell you what, we'll do that in a second. But Will Biddick's here. Will, hello again. If you could use that mic there, we're sticking to the Corona rules as much as possible. How do you pronounce this horse you just won on?
Jatalui.
Oh, it's not that complicated. Can you just slip the mask down slightly just so we can hear you?
Yeah.
It is allowed. It is allowed. Sorry, the set is falling apart all
That's
around
right,
you.
yeah.
So this horse, I suppose, highest rated, and jolly well should have won really easily, but has.
Yeah, no, he's a classy horse under rules, and the aim's to go to the Fox Hunters at Cheltenham. David Maxwell's on the sidelines. I was fortunate enough to get the call up, and he's done it very well today. He can travel quite strong in his 2.5 miler under rules, so I wasn't in a hurry early doors, and I gave him a click and he took off. So I said woo 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 again.
Lovely thought. That must be a lovely feeling from your point of view.
He's a classy horse, and it just showed that how he moved down the back the last time.
Absolutely. And never an anxious moment, pretty much?
No.
Navan Man looked to be going very well over on the far side, but you had him in your sights.
Navan Man, I've followed that one around enough. It's nice to beat him finally, but he's a war horse, Navan Man. He always heart on his sleeve.
111 or something, isn't he?
Yeah, he's really hard to beat, and Darren, he's hard to beat as well. So it's quite nice.
Yeah, and you must be, it all stopped suddenly in March, didn't it? So so presumably you're all sort of back together, because you jockeys are like sort of one big family, really, aren't you? You see each other every weekend during the point-to-point season.
That's it. Yeah, it's been a long time. We had the first ride since March was at Exeter on Tuesday.
Right.
Blew out the cobwebs, and then Ottery there in the first. So it's been a long time since we've been racing as riders. So it's good to get back in the action, and credit to everyone involved to make it work.
Absolutely. And final thought, I think you're 7 times champion, are you?
7 times.
Yeah. But last year, I don't know if there was a championship, but you ended up 3rd when it all came to
3rd. Yeah, no, it was they announced the championship.
So you were 3rd.
Jack Andrews.
Yeah, Jack Andrews was
Alex
the winner,
2nd, and then
you 3rd.
I was 3rd.
So here we are on the first day of the season. Ambition to get that title back, I guess.
Yeah, you don't really think about it. It's in my head, but it's not too many thoughts of it right now this early in the season. You just want to do the best you can, get the best out of every horse you ride, and maximise your rides. And then you think about that well after Easter.
But last year you did. Was it last year you broke the record?
The year before.
It was the year before. It gets so confusing at the moment.
That was here. I rode 400 winners here, pointing winners here on Quai de Burley.
Right. Lovely horse.
He's a cracking horse as well. Yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't get to go to Punchestown.
No.
This year, but he's back in full work with Sam Loxton.
Oh, good.
So he's going to have a few more point-to-points this year in his lead up to one of the festivals.
Oh, excellent. Well, that would be fun. Well, look, thank you for putting up with the set, sort of trying to rebuild the set around you. But how many more have you got today?
I've got 3 now. A restricted for Chris Barber, the chase is on, and then a triple or 2 in the first Devon maiden for Caroline Keeble.
Right.
And then a Starsky in the last race for Tom Malone.
Well, look, we better let you go and prepare for all of those. Great. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. Will Biddick here as well. Right. Right. So there's a certain amount of work here. Fortunately, we've got so many very tall jockeys here that they're able to just give us a little bit of a hand. You're very kind, but just give us 2 seconds, and we're going to talk to Conor Houlihan in just a second, who is thank you for helping.
No problem.
No, let's, yeah. God, I can't get over the height of all you point-to-point. So I've talked to Jack Andrews today, who's about 7'1". I've just talked to Isaac Bunkle, who's about 7 foot exactly, and you're about 8'3".
Yeah, just about, I suppose.
Yeah. So what? So do you all have to? Obviously, the weights are that much higher in point-to-points, but do you have to work quite hard at all that?
Yeah, I spent the last 3 weeks in the gym, dieting. Basically.
But you put on such a big grin when you said that. I'm not sure whether you're joking or not. You have been, have you?
No, maybe the last couple of nights. Ran a few miles to get it off me, but I enjoyed myself through lockdown, so I had to work a bit harder than usual. But it was definitely worth it anyway.
A few pounds went on.
Yeah.
And you are one of the Houlans, aren't you? There's plenty of racing in your family.
Yeah, Sean and Niall both ride. So Sean's conditional to Philip Hobbs and Niall's conditional to Gary Moore. Sean's probably more familiar point-to-point as he came up through the point-to-point ranks in Devon and Cornwall. And then he put me in touch with Will Biddick to come over and work. I work for Will.
You work for Will?
Yeah, so I'm just doing it for the crack, really.
Well, and am I dreaming, or did you have a particularly good day on your first ever day of riding a winner?
I think you're dreaming.
You're dreaming. You have ridden winners.
Yeah, I rode a double last season at Weybridge.
Yeah, that's what that was what I was saying. Was that not your first day?
No, it wasn't. No, I think I got an odds-on favourite beat my first day. So.
Oh right. But was that your first winner?
Yeah, no, I had 3 winners back in Ireland.
Right. Okay. Oh right. I've been looking at just the British record,
yeah,
so I'm not quite as thick as I look. So that was quite a day.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, it was definitely the highlight of last season, and definitely motivates you when you're in the gym trying to cut the pounds off to try and do it again. And Radden Top was unlucky today to finish second, but it's a long walk home from Ottery, and Will said I was going to walk home if I beat him. So.
And is that you done for the day today?
That's me done for today and one tomorrow. So
at Maysmore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. And good. Do you just feel good to be back?
Yeah, exactly. The appetite's definitely back after having a go anyway. So roll on tomorrow, and hopefully we can keep point-to-point going. They've done a brilliant job here to make it to have it ahead, and yeah. So.
And what have you got at Maysmore?
Bridge of Spies, the horse I actually won on last season.
Right.
Also, so for George Bilby, so he should have a good chance in the intermediate.
Excellent. Well, look, thanks very much indeed for chatting, and please you're not having to walk back to because how far at Ottery to where he trains?
At Hampton. So
it'd be quite a long walk, wouldn't it?
Exactly.
Excellent. Well, look, lovely to chat, and thanks very much indeed for being with us. You can see behind me the riders are in the paddock for our next race. So, gosh, it's all go, isn't it, Liz? Lizzie, I can't get over how tall all these riders are. I suppose if they were a little bit smaller, they'd be a little bit lighter and might be riding more under rules. But there's a lot of tall riders around.
Yeah, absolutely, and You know, it's nice that we get to keep them in the point-to-point world. But yeah, it's a real struggle for some lads. They can't do under 11.5 stone. And I mean, crikey, we think that 11.5 stone is heavy, don't we? But you know, it's not heavy. Your average sort of mid-20s chap is going to be a lot heavier than 11 stone. So you know, it's pretty incredible what they put themselves through to be able to do it.
Excellent. Well, as you can see behind me, the jockeys are being given the instruction to get legged up and make their way down to the start for the Ladies Open, which is the next race here this afternoon. And we can have some betting, I think.
Second in, top price with Rich Pittard. Then looking at the others, we've got 5 to 1 the last but one, 6 to 1 Mendip Express and Milanese, 10 to 1 Eric the Red, and 12 to 1 Paul's Hill, and 16 to 1 Bar.
Just coming past us is Master Baker with Joe Supple. That'll be a popular and is good old horse to have around, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Joe Supple was, you know, very, very good rider. Has been very good rider and one of the stalwarts of the weighing room for years. So yeah, nice choice for any punters here today.
Well, the runners just making their way now down towards the start, so it's time to join Mark Dennis.
So we move on, ladies and gentlemen, to our fourth race of the afternoon. This is the Ladies Open race. Runners now on their way down to the start, and they're led out by number 7, that's Red Indian, ridden by Miss A. Stevens, a black with the white cross belts, Diablo on sleeves and a black cap. Following this down is number 6, that's Paul's Hill, ridden by Miss I. Marshall, royal blue and white quarters, royal blue and yellow half sleeves and a yellow cap. Next out is number 1, that's Eric the Third, ridden by Miss Natalie Parker, red with the purple stars and a red cap. Bit of a gap to the next, but this is the last but one, ridden by Miss Chloe Emsley, yellow with the green hoop, green sleeves, yellow stars, green cap and a white star. Number 4 is next, that's Mendip Express, ridden by Miss M. White, and that's white with the brown hoops and a white cap. Following this one down is number 8, that's Stage 1, ridden by Miss George C. Benson. That's purple to yellow star, yellow sleeves, purple stars and a yellow cap. Following that one down is number 5, that's Milanese Boy, ridden by Miss Emma Jones, purple to sky blue sleeves and a sky blue cap. In behind this comes number 2, that's It's a Steel, ridden by Miss Pippa Glanville, royal blue, the pink sleeves, blue armlets, light blue and pink striped cap. Next out is number 3, that's Master Baker, ridden by Mrs. Joe Supple, beige with the maroon cross belts, diamonds on sleeves and a maroon cap. And the final one to go down is number 10, that's UUTOTL. So that's ridden by Miss H. Stevens, yellow with the red stars, red sleeves, yellow cap with a red star. So full house, 10 go to post then for the Ladies Open race. They're due away at 1:45, so around about 4 minutes until post time. So about a minute to post time. So it looks as though we're almost ready. Starter now in position, and the flag is almost up. Well, looks fit. Your flag is up now, so we're under orders, and they're away. So they're away then for this Ladies Open race. 10 runners and riders jump away from the start then. Head towards the first of their 19 fences, and Eric the third is the one that led them into that. Battle link clear. It's the Steels also up there prominently. And they're joined up on the outside by another. That is stage one. Stage one's also up in the front rank of 3. Following these through at Paul's Hill. And UUTOTL is also up in this front rank as they now prepare to take their final fence in the back straight. And they reappear then and begin their sweep left-handed and to come up over the hill on towards another plain fence up the side of the course. As they do so, they're all over that safely. So stage one, Eric the third, and UUTOTL is in third, the grey. They're about 3 lengths clear then of It's a Steel and Paul's Hill. Red Indians in behind this, then Malanisi Boy. And the last but one is, in fact, true to his name, because Master Baker's just sat in behind him as they cross the next then. And they're out of that safely. Well, I have to say the one that is slightly detached is Mendip Express. So they race past the judge and on towards another plain fence. And stage one with the lead. Absolutely jumped that like a buck out in front as Mendip Express comes to it now. Let's pop that nicely. And now they race left-handed and head out into the country for the first time. Down onto the level, and they sort themselves out then for the open ditch. So the ditch comes up next. Eric the third with the advantage comes to it. Stage one over in second. Red Indian goes into third from UUTOTL, who's in fourth. The gap then of about maybe 10 lengths to Malanisi Boy, the last but one. And then Paul's Hill, It's a Steel, and Master Baker hitched onto the heels of that group as they can now make their journey up the back for the second time. Mendip Express continues, but a fair way adrift to the main group as they're already at the middle one in the back straight. And split into 2 lots really. And up front is Eric the third and stage one. Red Indian now up to win on the heels of these 2 leaders. UUTOTL is around about 2 lengths off of them. Gap then of about 8 lengths back to Malanisi Boy as they now prepare to leave the back behind them and race left-handed up to the side of the course. So Eric the third, Red Indian, and stage one, the front group of 3 as they cross that one okay, and now climb up to the top end of the course. They're about 7 or 8 lengths clear then of UUTOTL. 3 lengths then back to the last but one. Malanisi Boy's a half length down behind this, and then there's about 6 or 7 lengths back to Paul's Hill and Master Baker. It's a Steel is the one now that's struggling to go the pace with the main group. as the leader's already on the run down towards the line, and just over a circuit left to race. So Red Indian now has taken it up and looks to be full of running at the moment. Half length clear of Eric III. Stage 1 on the outside in 3. And 10 lengths then back to the next as they cross that. And all the leaders safely over that as it's a Steel now takes it and has ridden along after that fence for a few strides. So they're on the freewheel down over the hill then and onto the level, and Red Indian has gone clear. Gone about 10 lengths clear of Eric III in second. Stage 1 is next, and then UUTOTL is in behind this in fourth. The last but one follows these through with Malanese Boy, Master Baker's next, and Paul's Hill the back marker. So their leader, Red Indian, is already taken the first one in the back straight and continues on to the middle one then. So Red Indian with a healthy advantage. He's turned this into a bit of a procession at the moment, and he's well clear. He's gone about 30 lengths clear, I should think, of Eric III, who's clear second, but just being reeled in by the last but one, who's back in third. UUTOTL is next, then Malanese Boy. But we'll have to look up the course to pick out the leader now. He's just reappeared. He's out of the back straight and racing up the side of the course towards the second last. This is 2 out coming up then for Red Indian. He's out over it safely. Looks over his shoulder, and he's not going to see too much to get concerned about because he is well clear. So comes up to the top of the hill, giving chase, but a long way back is the last but one, who's just managed to go into second from Eric III. But Red Indian, in glorious isolation, races towards the final fence. The 19th is over it safely and is going to be well and truly eased down. He is a country mile clear, and it is incredible performance from Red Indian. He's going to take this Ladies Open race in fantastic style. Master Baker has run on really well from the back and has gone into second. The last but one, and Eric III will finish in third and fourth, but there's no doubting the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 4, first number 7, second number 3, third number 1.
Right, well done, Alice. That was a fantastic ride.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, it couldn't have been any easier if I tried. He was delightful to ride and had a great time on him.
Yeah.
I think I scared Kelly a bit. She thought I went in a circuit too soon. He was going that well.
Right. Have you schooled him much? Have you ridden at home?
To be honest, I asked Kelly if I wanted to go. She wanted me to go down there and give him a jump, but she said it was very straightforward, and she was very true about that. He is very straightforward, jumped very well, enjoyed himself.
And how many winners have you had today?
I don't know. I think I'll be the high 20s. So yeah, this is the earliest I've ever got a winner, obviously because it's first day, but normally till January I'm out of the picture.
Okay, well done on that, and well done in the future too.
Thank you very much, thank you.
So, in terms of impressive winners, I'm not sure there are going to be many more impressive winners than Red Indian successful there in the colours of now Sir Johnny Weatherby. If you're watching on this afternoon, Sir Johnny, congratulations on that knighthood and all those wonderful years at Ascot as well, and congratulations on Red Indian winning in great style, ridden by Alice Stevens. And Alice Stevens probably won't have had many easier winning rides. She's quite associated with Charlie Post and Francesca Nimmo, their yard near Stratford upon Avon. And Charlie Post, former jockey, now successful trainer with his wife, joining us here this afternoon. I've got your CV right there, haven't I?
I think so. Broadcaster alongside you
broadcaster.
as well. Well, was alongside you.
Sorry, I meant to say outstanding broadcaster. Outstanding broadcaster for some Tupney Halfpenny radio station that occasionally can be heard.
No comment. No comment.
But you had Alice rides for you, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. I mean, Alice was champion ladies novice rider a couple of seasons back. Rode 9 winners for us that year, and she's a big part of the team. She actually spent the summer riding out for Gordon Elliott, which I sorted out for her, and she actually had a few rides for Gordon and had a few rides pointing over there. So she's a very talented lady, and hopefully her career can continue to rise from here.
And that horse didn't half win there, did it?
Yeah, I mean, phenomenal. I mean, fair play to the Morgans and everyone else connected with it. I mean, it's very impressive on such ground that seems very, very soft now to commit that far out and win as she did. It was impressive, yeah.
And there was a strong performance in the men's race earlier on. The horse that Will Biddick won on in the David Maxwell colours.
Yeah, Jataloo was very good.
That one. So in fact, we've had a first day of the season. We've had a couple of opens with probably really encouraging results with the future in mind.
Yeah, fantastic. Look, I mean, point-to-pointing I think is in a very strong position. I really think this is an opportunity for point-to-pointing to showcase itself to a wider audience. I mean, in Jataloo and Red Indian, you've seen strong open winners. Philip Rowley's horse that won the maiden was very, very impressive and could be a star from the future. As in, point-to-pointing offers a sport across the like I say, old stars and young future talent. It's something for everyone.
And you ran exclamation mark in the 4 and 5 year old maiden. There was quite a lot of talk on the racecourse that the horse would go well. What was it was a sort of a race. There was a lot of youngsters in there and a lot of horses learning.
We ran 2, exclamation mark and hung jury, and being completely honest, I'd say both are just ordinary. As in when things go right, people think the job's easy and it's like a conveyor belt of success, and it's not like that at all. As in hung jury, who pulled up in the race, is a full brother to a horse with Gordon Elliott called Call Me Lyrene that's won 2 from 2, won yesterday in fact, and he's taken a long time to come right and to mature to himself, and possibly he just won't ever showcase the ability that we hoped he might. And exclamation mark actually ran well to a point, and you would hope that next time with the run under his belt he wouldn't be far away, but there were no excuses today, and like I say, Phil Rowley's horse was an impressive winner.
And exclamation mark the mother is called semicolon. I didn't know you were so good on punctuation.
I'm fantastic on punctuation. I actually got a B in my English literature GCSE,
Well, you've said that in the most showing off tones, I think, as though there's no one else here at Ottery St Mary who's got a B in GCSE English language. Maysmore tomorrow, anything to run there?
Yeah, we run 6. In the first division of the young horse maiden, I'm going to put the kiss of death on him. We run a lovely horse by Dylan Thomas called Another Nightcap, but I'll be disappointed if he doesn't win, yeah.
He's got to love a nightcap.
So it's named after my father-in-law, who loves a nightcap and then another nightcap, of course.
All right. And you'd like to join him to keep him company?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, look, great to chat today, and keep up the training and the riding at home and the broadcasting, obviously.
course.
And the English language.
Yeah.
Excellent. Great to hear from Charlie Post with us this afternoon. I'll tell you what, our socially distanced microphone is we're going to get rid of Charlie and say thank you very much indeed, and ask Darren Edwards to come and join us as well. Hello. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, right.
Everyone's saying it's like the first day of.
Just for Charlie's knowledge, I got an A in English.
He got an A in English. But it's a real feeling, sort of first day back at school.
Yeah, no, certainly. Having had a 6-month summer holiday, so yeah.
The one you didn't want at all.
No, exactly. Unfortunately we didn't race here last season, so I think the last day I came here, I was fortunate enough to have 3 winners, but obviously that was 2019, I guess.
Yeah, because it was rained off last year, wasn't it?
Yes, I think it was.
They never quite managed it. And you've come miles because although you're a West Country person by birth,
That's it.
Leicestershire based.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've actually come.
You seem to have Fisher German on your cap and jacket. Is that a hint of what you do?
No, well, yeah, no. So I'm a surveyor. Yeah. So and actually we've just opened an office in Exeter.
All right.
So, but for the last 14 years I've been based in Market Harbour. So actually just down the road from where that winner's come from. So the winner of that last race, the Weatherby horse, is near sort of Waltham on the Wolds, Melton Mowbray direction. So. So yeah, that one's actually come further than me.
So new office in Exeter, does that mean you're going to be moving down here?
That's the plan.
Right.
I'm just in the process of selling my property in Leicestershire at the moment. Head back down this way. So.
And what the first day of the season? What are the thoughts in terms of the horses you've got to ride and what will come up in the months ahead?
Yeah, so I had a second in the men's open race. A horse called Naverman ran a really good race.
He's a grand horse, isn't he?
Yeah, he's. To be honest, he's too good for me to ride, really. Normally I don't get to ride ones as straightforward as him, but yeah, he ran an absolute barnstorming race. I thought I went plenty fast enough, to be honest, but when Will came sort of cantering beside me after 2 out, it was quite frustrating, but we beat all the rest sort of out of sight.
And the winner's a bit younger than you and sort of still a bit progressive, isn't he?
Yeah, the winner's I think a 6-year-old rising 7, whereas the horse I was on was 11 rising 12, but to be honest, as far as West Country point-to-point horses go, he's probably as good as any about, so it's just unfortunate he's bumped into one today.
And he's 11 years old, he's won 11 races, he must just be, is it just great fun, because he sort of almost knows more about it than you?
Exactly.
Well, that's a bit unfair, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly, he's very, very straightforward, but it's like with anything in life, if you enjoy something in life, you give 110%, and that horse enjoys racing, and he gave 110%, and to put it into context for anyone that's sort of watching, obviously the winner's rated 148, last run in the Cheltenham Festival.
Ran well in a Pertemps or something like that.
Yeah, looking at the form before today, obviously we didn't know what was going to sort of turn up, and looking down the form, looking at that one, he would have actually been carried second top weight behind Frodon in the feature chase at Cheltenham today. So it puts it into context, and the winner of that ladies' race is rated 139, and they're still relatively young horses. So for point-to-pointing, it's brilliant, because for anyone watching, for anyone that's never been point-to-pointing, the quality of horse and quality of animal that you get to see is fantastic. So we're in a sort of wet field on a wet day in Devon, but you're seeing horses that are otherwise running around on ITV.
And those two horses those two horses you mentioned are going to be running hopefully all the way through the season in big races.
I've no doubt that they have aspirations to, and you can find out when you interview the winning jockey. But they ran the horse that the other horse in the same colours there, Top Wood, ran here a couple of years ago and won in sort of similar fashion. So I imagine, well, I don't know, they'll probably take the same route with him, and he was second at Cheltenham and won at Aintree. So just goes to show you see good horses.
Absolutely. Final thought. So the season goes on now, all being well, fingers crossed, until June. Practically every Saturday now circled off with point-to-point rides for you?
Yeah, sort of.
I'm not moving to Exeter.
No, I'm not as busy as I once was. So no, probably realistically, I probably now won't ride until the Silverton meeting, which is just up the road from here,
3 weeks
in the middle of November.
Yeah,
so
3 weeks tomorrow.
it's nice to get started. I'm a bigger fan of when it gets going after
Christmas, because then it's more consistent and you get into more of a sort of routine. So
yeah. Well, look, I was about to say keep dry, but you're going to have to go from the dry from here. But great to chat, and best of luck for the week's ahead. And
thanks
thank you
very much.
And good luck
Well
with the
done,
move down to Exeter, hopefully. Let's see. Darren mentioned there that Alice, who rode that last winner, Red Indian, Alice Stevens, was here as well, and the trainer of Red Indian, which ran in the colours of Sir Johnny Weatherby, has been able to join us as well. So, obviously, hi Alice,
Hi.
And with you is Mimi. Yeah. So I'll tell you what, one at a time, because we've got a social distance. I'll go with Alice first of all. Get nice and close to the mic, Alice. Well, you've ridden a few winners, but you wouldn't have ridden many winners that were as easy as Red Indian.
No, I just said to Mimi, I said, I mean, you look at his form and he's been placed in like grade 1s, grade 2s in listed company, like he should, all being well in his mind, he should do something like that. Maybe not that impressive. I wasn't expecting it to be quite that good.
So what were you sort of anticipating?
I was expecting him to run well and maybe have a battle with Malone's horse, but you know, I'd hope he'd won, but not quite like that. I kept on thought I heard someone behind me, so I kept on having to look, but every time I did, they were getting further and further away, and I was still very much on the bridle.
Yeah, and he must be. He's called Red Indian, but is he a lovely horse to deal with?
Well, Amy will tell you more about him at home, but you know,
to ride out there today.
He was lovely. I think the race planned out perfectly. They went a good gallops early on, which made him settle early, and then I could just creep him into it and then just press on once we jumped the last for the circuit to go. So yeah, no, I was delighted. He was perfect.
And for you, first day of the season, you've been champion novice, have you, in the past?
Champion novice in the past, yeah.
So what are the ambitions for this season?
Just ride as many winners as I can. You know, I'd love to have a few more winners under the rules, and you know, but I'd love to be able to get rides in some of these big races. You know, would be a real dream, and you know, just as many winners, get more connections, and just keep building as a rider, and you know, just keep going from there, I think.
And you spent some time with Gordon Elliott.
Yeah, I did.
Was that a bit of fun?
Oh, it was amazing. You know,
You ride Tiger Roll?
No, I didn't get to ride Tiger Roll. I got to ride some nice horses. I got to sit on presenting Percy a few times, and
all right.
So you know, it's a real privilege to go over there and have a few rides for him. And you know, I've come back and I've probably got the worst of fitness out of me now. So I'd say I'm on good terms to get going for the season now.
Did you feel you learnt much off?
Oh,
Gordon?
I learnt loads. I learnt. You know,
what would be one thing, if you would tell us one thing that you learnt there, what do you think you'd say?
That's a hard question now.
All right. But you obviously had a good time.
I had a good time, yeah. I had a good time.
Excellent. Well, you've had a very good time here
I've
today.
had a fantastic time.
Are you done for the day today?
I'm done for the day, you know. Mum brought me down, which was great, so we'll have
Your mother did?
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
right.
Yeah.
Well, well done, Mum. And the journey back will go that much quicker.
Yeah, definitely.
Super. Well, lovely. Well done. And lovely to chat this afternoon, Alice. And let's bring Mimi, if we could swap over so we're strictly within the COVID rules. This meeting is on. Oh, I'll tell you what, I've just took my breath away because I looked over my shoulder for a second. Look, that is brighter sky. The forecast is for the weather to get a bit better at some stage this afternoon. Anyway, we won't go on about the weather. We're going to talk to Mimi, the trainer of Red Indian, Mimi Eggleston. Wow.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it?
So what did you really? We know he's a good horse, and he started favourite for a decent chase at Ascot earlier in the year, but was actually well beaten. But what were your expectations today?
He's been a very good horse. I've been very lucky to have this opportunity today. I've worked for the Weatherby family.
Tell you what, don't get too far from the mic.
I've worked for the Weatherby family
excited.
for 5 years, and it's a great opportunity that I've gotten to train Red Indian. He's been an absolute legend. Like you say, he's been a very good horse, but he's just very tricky to keep right, and we just wanted to get him back to winning ways, and he looked like he enjoyed himself today. So
when you say tricky to keep right, so what's the issue?
He's got a lot of niggly problems. He's just not been that easy to keep right. So yeah, he's hard to get to the bottom of, but he's enjoyed himself today, and he, like you say, he did that very easily. So just going to have a bit of fun with him.
So is he going to stay point and maybe aim at a big prize later on in the year?
Yeah, possibly. We'll see how we get on for the rest of the season. But yeah, it's just good to see him out there enjoying himself and getting his head in front again. So.
And has Sir Johnny been on the phone?
Yes, I've not actually spoken to her. I think I did hear my phone ringing, but I've had a lot of help from Kelly Morgan, so she's led him up today.
So just explain how it all works, because Kelly Morgan trained him when he ran under rules.
Yes, exactly. So me and Kelly both work for Johnny, and so Kelly's been there 8.5 years. She's been holding a licence, and we thought Johnny said I could have the opportunity to train him, have some fun with him pointing. He's their family pet. Like they all absolutely adore him. So
yeah, I bet. And after a performance like that, and is he a family pet type of a horse?
Oh, definitely. He's a big softie. He's an absolute legend. He's everyone's favourite on the yard. So it's just brilliant.
How many horses do you think there are on the yard altogether?
Well, we've got 6 in training.
Right.
So
gosh, or just to go point-to-pointing.
No.
Oh, and
so
under
Kelly
rules.
trains under rules, and
Yeah.
then Red Indian's on a separate yard. So.
All right. And you've come quite a long way.
Oh, yeah,
So what time did you set off this morning?
We set off at just gone 7 o'clock,
Right.
so it took us about 4.5 hours, but it was worth the journey.
As Alice was saying, the journey home is going to go that much.
Yeah, it'll go a lot quicker on the way home, definitely.
Well, look, congratulations, and do congratulate Sir Johnny from us
I will
as well,
do. Thank you
because
very
that was
much.
lovely to see the horse in such good form
Yes,
here today.
definitely. Thank you.
Super, lovely. Right, we've got. I'll tell you what. I'm going to send you around the other way. We've got. We've got Robert Hawker here. That's your mic. Yeah, if you could go to the mic, Robert, that would be great. You can have a biscuit if you do. You want a biscuit? You can have it. You can have it.
Right.
Well, my fellow presenter is Lizzie Kelly, who's eating for 2. So the old chocolate biscuits, they're taking a bit of a hit. Anyway, how are you? Are you well?
Yeah, good. Yeah. A bit
so-
wet and cold. But
yeah,
all right.
but that's what point-to-point is all about.
We're going. Yeah, we're starting. That's the main thing.
Yeah,
we're going.
So what you've had? How many have you had so far? You had.
I ran. We trained one that ran in the first, like he's owner ridden.
Yeah.
He hasn't ridden him before, but he potted around and ran a nice little race. And then I rode one in the maiden for Ian Channon that finished 4th.
You rode that one?
Yeah, he was quite keen, but he did well to finish 4th.
Everyone's saying they were quite keen. They were quite babyish. They were sort
Yeah,
of all
exactly.
learning.
First run, like they'll all be better. You know, he'll be a lot better next time. He'll grow up a lot. And then I rode Tough Nano there in the Open. She finished 4th, but she's an honest pointer. Like she'll win Opens all day long, but obviously
It's
when you
quite
bump
a- it
into
was a
horses
good race,
like that,
wasn't it?
yeah, it rode like a very, very good race.
Right.
We went a good gallop from start to finish, and she's beaten by 3 pretty decent horses.
But they can't all turn up at every Open, can
No,
they? So
exactly.
you've got to try and work it all out.
Yeah.
And your family, you've been at it for how many generations have been?
Yeah, a
training?
long time. Yeah.
I was trying to work this out. There was a horse I remember whose name stepped out of my mind for a second that won the Sun Alliance chase at Cheltenham.
Yeah. Years ago, that was
1980-ish.
Something like that. Yeah.
And that's your family as well.
So that was me. Yeah, my dad's.
Leah Tip was
my dad's uncle.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
And how many horses would you have? Would you have?
we've got probably 8 for pointing this year at home, and then we've probably got about another dozen or 14 to run under rules.
Right.
And then there's
So
a
you're
lot of
pretty bu- you're
youngsters
pretty busy.
to run sort of next spring, like 3-year-olds and whatever. There's probably about 25 in, I expect. At home.
Right. So it's good, it's quite a decent sized operation.
Yeah.
And how do you split? So when you have rules horses and point-to-point horses, you have to sort of
That's
split them
my
up.
dad's yard, yeah.
Right.
That
So
he
you're the
holds a
pointing
license.
man.
Yeah, we have the pointers, yeah.
Right.
So I mean, it has to be done differently, but obviously we have to share staff and whatever else. But it's just good that this job's up and going, really.
Yeah, well, absolutely. There's a real feeling. We haven't got long actually. The jockey's just coming out for the next race. There's a real feeling of sort of optimism today.
Yeah.
Probably a month ago, everyone was saying,
Yeah, it wasn't
is it
looking
gonna
very
happen?
promising.
And it's happening. And there aren't many people here, and there are
No,
restrictions.
but that's the way it is. I'm sure there's a lot of people that run horses in the maiden that were delighted to get them out, and I'm sure you'll see the winner at the sales. And it's got to get going at the end of the day. It's people's livelihood. It's got to get going, really. So yeah.
And next runners? Nothing at Maysmore?
Nothing. No. Nothing tomorrow. Probably we're running a couple in 3 weeks at Dunsmore, which isn't far from here.
Yeah, just that's 3 weeks tomorrow, I think.
Yeah.
And under rules, you've had a couple of runners just lately.
Yeah, we've got two going to Newton Abbot Thursday. One of them won there 3 weeks ago, so he goes back there on
Which one's
Thursday.
that?
Her horse called Sastruga.
Right.
He'll go back there again, hopefully try and win him again. And then on to the following week, a couple at Hereford on Monday. So yeah, busy.
Busy. Well, look, we won't take up any more of your time.
No, that's all right.
Great to chat.
Thanks a lot.
Have a good weekend, and we'll see you again probably at Dunsmore in 3 weeks.
Lovely job.
Come and chat again. Excellent. So, he's got his saddles as well. It was safe journey home. Robert Hawker there with coming and chatting to us. So we've had plenty of people, haven't we? So we've had Charlie Post telling us how clever he is. We've had Darren Edwards telling us he's even cleverer than Charlie Post is. And great to hear from Mr. Hawker there as well. Right, I'm going to take a step backwards because the runners are in the paddock now for this next race. They all go in this race. This is the 220, isn't it? Race 5, the PPORA Club Members Conditions Race, Level 3. And be looking out for, it was Finn Muirhead, wasn't it, who's riding Guerrilla Tactics number 4 in this race. Just getting the leg up in green and white colours over there, having his first ride today, so best of luck to him. I think we probably have got a chance to have some betting, so let's join you in for the betting.
After that phenomenally easy win for Red Indian in the Ladies Open, we move on to the conditions. So we've got another odds-on favourite. I'll just go down the card, going from the top. You can get 25 to 1 Beta Go with David Phillips, 20 to 1 Bovron, that's steady, 4 to 1 Guerrilla Tactics, also steady, 12 to 1 O'Manalai with David Phillips, 8 to 1 Quite by Chance with David Phillips. David Phillips top price Rolling Dillon, the favourite, at 4 to 5. You can get 5 to 1 Son of the King with Rich Pittard. Sparkle and Shine 7 to 1 top price with Richard Pittard. 25 to 1 Generally the Ibster, and 10 to 1 Western Diva.
So that's a look at the betting for this next race. It is definitely brightening up. So that is something. And Mark Dennis will be describing the race for us once again, so we can hand over to Mark now for this next one, race 5 of the 8.
So we move on now, ladies and gentlemen, to our 5th race of the afternoon. This is the PPORA Club Members Race. And the runners now on their way down to the start, and they're led out by number 2, that's Bouvron, ridden by Miss Thomastina Easton, red with the yellow braces, red cap with the yellow star. Following this one down is number 11, that's Western Diva, ridden by Mrs. C. Hardwick, dark green with a white hoop, dark green sleeves and white armbands. Following this one down is number 5, that's O'Manley, ridden by Tamby Welsh, emerald green with the emerald green and yellow hooped cap. Next out is number 10, the Ibster, ridden by Miss Alexandra Goodman, black with a white star, black sleeves, white stars, black cap with the white stars. Next out is number 1, that's Beta Go, ridden by Mr. James Armstrong, purple to red disc, red sleeves and a red cap. Following this one out is number 4, that's Guerrilla Tactics, ridden by Mr. Finn Muirhead. Change of colours, that is green with the white hoop, white armlets and a white and green checked cap. Following this one is number 9, that's Sparkle and Shine, ridden by Mr. Tommy O'Brien, purple to white dabble on sleeves and a purple cap. And next out is Rolling Dillon, ridden by Mr. I. Bunkle, yellow and white hoop, or yellow and white stripes, sorry, yellow sleeves and a yellow cap. And the other one to go down is number 6, Quite by Chance, ridden by Mr. Darren Andrews, yellow with white hoop sleeves and a white cap. So those are the 10 that go to post then for this PPORA Club Members Race, due away at 2:20, and we're around 2 minutes until post time.
Bravo! Bravo!
What is normal? How normal am I?
So we're at post time.
No sound! No sound!
And so we're back in the room, ladies and gentlemen. Slight technical fault there. So they're up the side of the course then. And up. So it's Sparkle and Shine with the lead. Sparkle and Shine had a length clear by quite by chance. Rolling Dylan is 3. Bouvron is next. And following these through is Oman Lee with Guerrilla Tactics on his outside as they shape up then for fence number 5. And into the home straight they come. And they're over that safely. And racing into the home straight. Sparkle and Shine joined up on the outside quite by chance. Rolling Dylan, Oman Lee, Bouvron is next in 5th. Length back then to Western Diva. Guerrilla Tactics on the outside, giving Finn Muirhead his first ride in public this afternoon. The nephew of trainer and jockey Jamie Osborne and cousin to Safi. So best of luck to Finn. So they've left the home straight behind them then and are heading out into the country, down onto the level for the run to the open ditch for the first time. Sparkle and Shine, and quite by chance these two match strides and take that pretty well out in front. Rolling Dylan is next. Oman Lee, Tamby Welsh on the outside in 4th. A gap of about 2 lengths then back to Guerrilla Tactics, another 2 back to Bouvron, 3 more lengths then to Western Diva. About 4 lengths then back to Beta Go. The Ibsters in behind this, and then Son of a King, the back marker, as leaders have already taken the first one in the back and are almost on to the second one. So they come to it. Sparkle and Shine just slightly out jumped quite by chance there. Quite by chance goes up for a little bit more. The one that made a little bit of an error on landing there was Guerrilla Tactics, just pecked marginally on landing for Finn Muirhead. But they continue on to the final one in the back then. And they reappear from that and make their way up out of the back straight and up the side of the course then. Sparkle and Shine, and quite by chance Oman Lee now a clear 3rd from Rolling Dylan as they take the cross fence then. All the leaders are safely over that. Son of the King continues to be fairly adrift at the back. And they are quite strung out in this race. A bit of pace on up front, and 3 or 4 are really struggling to go with them at this stage. But still a long way to go. Circuit left. This will be the last in the circuit's time. So Sparkle and Shine jump that nicely enough out in front. Quite by chance, still his partner up front, Oman Lee. Just in the slipstream of these two. Rolling Dylan is next. They've gone, we're about 7 or 8 lengths clear of Guerrilla Tactics, who's in 5th. Around about 6 or 7 lengths then back to Western Diva as they cross the next then. And a big error there by Rolling Dylan. Got that all wrong. And Bouvron also made a bit of semblance of an error at that. Beta Go has been pulled up, and Son of a King also made a right haulix of that as well, and is going to be pulled up as well as the Ibster. So the leaders are on the run then to the open ditch then for the final time in this club members race. And Sparkle and Shine, he's been pretty brave so far. He's been out there in front and has now got Oman Lee as his chief pursuer. And they're about 4 lengths then back to Rolling Dylan, as quite by chance has been pulled up on that bend. So they're on the run up the back straight then. And they come to it now. Sparkle and Shine, Oman Lee, Rolling Dylan and Guerrilla Tactics just finding a little bit for Finn Muirhead. And these 4 are clear of Western Diva, who's next. So they continue to the middle one in the back straight then. And Sparkle and Shine was pretty quick over that and jumped it pretty well. And he's got about 5 lengths in hand over Oman Lee. Rolling Dylan and Guerrilla Tactics now all out to try and get on terms with this leader. And he doesn't look to be stopping out in front at the moment as he continues on down then to the final plain fence in the back straight. They reappear from it then and begin their run up the side of the course and onwards towards the second last. So 2 out coming up then for Sparkle and Shine. Rolling Dylan, now the chief pursuer. He's gone clear of the others by about 4 lengths. Guerrilla Tactics now into 3rd, but Sparkle and Shine is full of sparkle at the moment and is maintaining about a 10 length advantage. As he comes up the hill then, Sparkle and Shine sweeps left-handed and races on towards the final fence. Fence number 19 coming up then for Sparkle and Shine. He's well clear. Rolling Dylan back in second. Guerrilla Tactics being given a great ride so far by Finn Muirhead. And it's going to try and nab second because I don't think they're going to catch the leader now. He's scooted home well and truly on the bridle. Very impressive for Sparkle and Shine. Good winner there. And good race on for second. And the judge is going to have to split these two. And Guerrilla Tactics and Rolling Dylan will look back then. And Oh Man Lee will be the final one to finish in fourth.
Here are the 12 running riders for our next race on the car, the 15 transport, and the master NXS discipline. We have number 1, Henry
Okay, just waiting for him to
Number 2, College Road, owned by Two Wheels, Jay Hurd, and Not Link, trained by Jay Hurd and written by Steve Andrews. The fourth will wear 2 pieces. And number 3 a non-runner. Number 4, Fast Vinny, owned by Jay Wanless and Emma Wanless, trained by Martin Wanless and written by T. O'Brien. The fourth will wear Tantra. Number 5 a non-runner. 6 is Jerry Garner.
Very good then after that.
Yeah. Can I just do it?
Yeah.
For the owner. So just send the owner a video.
Absolutely delighted.
He lives in Newmarket. He's watched it on the streaming. Yeah. Do you want to talk?
well done, Mr. Hill. That was a cracking
Thank you very much.
training performance.
Yeah, very pleased. Joe was working last year for Harry Whittington. He said when the horse went to the sales, we ought to buy him. Ed Bailey and Joe then did all the work and got hold of him. He came to us to run last season. It was probably helpful for the horse that racing stopped for that horse.
Right.
Not for us, the general public, because we couldn't run him. And he's put so much weight on and just had a time out in the field and unwound. Then we found an owner.
Mr. Henderson, Graham Henderson, who has plenty of horses with us.
Okay.
Joe rang him and said that we've got this horse here, be some fun. He's trained quite a lot on his own. We've put a new deep sand gallop in this summer. He loves that. He relaxes on it. We haven't over galloped him. But I will say I was impressed with that because I didn't think that was his ground today. That was a very pleasing performance.
Absolutely, he handled the ground really well. He's only a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
What's in the back of your mind for plans?
Well, probably we will say today was in the back of our mind as our big aim. But obviously on seeing that today, we won't rush to run him again. We'll speak to Mr. Henderson. He's at home with a bottle of wine in front of a log fire, which I think most of us here today in this room may be a little,
nice, yes.
little envious of. But I would say we will definitely give him a good break between runs and then look for another conditions to try and build on what we've done. When he was at Harry Whittington's, he ran in some very good races and he ran against some very good horses. And I think what we've gained today is the drop in class. And that is what we would like to try and continue to do.
Okay.
Just build him and build him. But what we saw today, we look like we may have a fun horse on our hands.
Excellent. And Tommy, the jockey, does he work for you?
Tommy, he's ridden for us before, but it is difficult finding these top boys. We've got Izzy Marshall in the yard who rides a lot of our horses. And we've got a very good novice girl called Georgie Benson, but some of them just need a man on, and he's just a little bit of a lad, and we didn't want to put Izzy on him because we just thought, she's basically only 8.5 stone, and Tommy could just
might
grab
have been a bit
hold.
tricky, yes.
Yeah. So this year Tommy's been in schooling a bit. We like using James King, he's so busy at the moment with the Nimos.
He's a good lad too.
And we've got Jack Andrews, he's so busy at home and with the Nimos and with Stuart Morris. And then Gina, well, we've used Gina a lot over the years, but obviously now she's got a very big empire with their yard.
Yes.
We can't get her.
Yeah.
So this year we're going to rely on Tommy on the real baby maidens and the horses like him. Izzy will ride our other horses, and then we've got 2 novices at home, Georgie and Bertie, and their ride varying other horses. So we're trying to form a bit of a relationship with Tommy because he's not quite so busy now. Mr. Lacey isn't only.
Okay.
He's under rules. So
and how many horses total do you have in for pointing, you think, this season?
This season, at the moment as we speak today, we've got 35 in. But as we all know, horses are like snow in the Sahara. They do melt.
Yeah.
I've never had so many young horses. That's very pleasing. It's a new angle for the yard. We've always had this sort of older, more
yes. We've seen yours out a lot.
We've just had an owner buy one this week, a very nice horse this week that will go hopefully for the bigger hunter chases. But we've got a full range of horses. But at the moment we've got 35. We've got another 3 or 4 that will be coming in the next month that for varying reasons, either they ran in the summer or they had a bit of a problem or whatever. So
right, okay.
We've got
some exciting times.
Is our normal yard full? Very exciting times. Very pleased. There's been a massive amount of hard work done by Peter Wright and his team in the office at Shrivenham.
Yes.
I'm on the board. We have had so many Zoom meetings. I've learnt what Zoom is. I hadn't got a clue what it was. It's a brilliant way. But with Peter, with the BHA and with everybody else, we're here today. And I think it is a fantastic feat for everybody to have achieved what we've done today.
Absolutely.
And now with your live streaming as well,
yes.
Graham and Jackie are sat at home in Newmarket, as I said, and it again has let us run that horse here today, but they've been able to witness it.
Absolutely. I mean, we appreciate you coming this far too. We
will always go
join
anywhere for racing if racing's on.
Excellent.
They're racing, we're here, and we're running. We've got 3 here today, and we're running 3 tomorrow at Maysmore. Our horses, like everyone else's, went out early. They had a good summer. They're back in. Let's get going.
Okay, good luck for the season and enjoy celebrating.
We will definitely do that. Only 6 of us, but we will do it.
Okay, well done.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Impressive winners today, but that was another impressive one. Sparkle and Shine, real indication today with that horse and the winner of the Men's Open and the Ladies Open earlier that Point-To-Pointing is back, and some good results around. The next race is the Print Concern Supports the NHS restricted race. All the entry fees for this race have been donated to the NHS. £760, I think it means, has gone to the NHS as a result of this race this afternoon. Number 3 doesn't run, number 5 doesn't run, and number 7 doesn't run. And some race cards have missed off number 15, Ryan's Fancy, number 15. Right.